this session. So, hi Akash, how are you?
Hello, sir. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good too. Thank you so much. So, yes, Akash, tell me something about yourself.
Sir, my name is Akash. I have recently completed MCA from Kalinga University, Raipur. Then I have developed my interest towards software testing throughout my college. So I decided to join software testing EDU for the same to develop my skills in testing field. And right now I'm pursuing the same.
Okay. So you have developed your interest in software testing field. Why
Yes, sir.
so? Where you got the
Uh,
inspiration to work in the software testing?
Sir, a lot of my seniors went in the same field, so I've seen them working for the same.
Okay. So do you have any idea like what is the basics, essential things required for the software testing?
Sir, good analytical and creative thinking abilities, and good communications as well as writing abilities, and to achieve quality oriented goal, we have to be a critical thinker.
What about technical skills? Technical skills
Yes,
required
sir.
for software tester or not?
Sir, for some qualities, we have to do we require some tools also to do testing. So we should possess technical skills too.
Okay. Tell me, what is software testing?
So software testing, it is an important phase of SDLC, where we find the deviation between the expected and actual result of the software according to the user's requirement. We should do it as soon as possible, and we must make it sure that if there is any bug or defect found, then it should be fixed.
Okay, so you are saying that if we have found any bug, so all the bug must be fixed. Is it right?
No, sir. If the bug is, it depends on its severity.
Okay. What is severity?
Sir, the impact on functionality.
Impact on functionality.
Sir,
Okay.
it can be critical, major, minor, or blocker.
Okay. What is the meaning of blocker?
Sir, the functionality has stopped working due to a bug or defect. The expected behavior is not working.
Okay. Okay. So I think you have told me like software testing is an important phase of SDLC. What is the
Yes, sir.
SDLC? What do you mean by the SDLC?
Sir, SDLC stands for Software Development Life Cycle. It is a sequential conception and a multi-stage framework, which is developed to designed to develop a software application.
So what is the meaning of sequential and what is the meaning of multi-stage?
Sequential, sir, we will follow a step-by-step procedure, and multi-stage means there are different stages. There are various levels which we go through to develop a software. So in SDLC, the different stages includes requirement gathering and then feasibility analysis, then designing phase, then there is coding phase, then we do testing, then the deployment phase, then a maintenance phase.
Okay. Okay. So what activity we do perform in a requirement gathering phase?
Sir, we get the BA or the product owner from the company goes to the client, or the client comes to the BA. The BA gathers all the requirements which are required to develop a software. Then so the client gives the requirements in the form of business requirements. Then the BA or PA converts them into software requirement specification. So the result of requirement gathering would be SRS.
SRS. Okay. So what is the could you please give me some more information about the SRS? What actually SRS means?
So it consists of the requirements and specifications which are required to build the software. It can include the things like who is the user, who will gonna be use it, who are the end users, how many users will be there, for what purpose we are developing the software, and the needs which are required, like
Yes. Hello. Akash, are you there?
yes sir.
Yes. So where we are actually, we are talking about something around SRS, right?
Yes.
So okay. So like how many, like how we divide SDLC model?
Sir, it can be incremental and non-incremental.
Okay.
So
What is the meaning of incremental?
hello sir, I'm audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes sir. So the SDLC is divided mainly in incremental and non-incremental basis.
What is the
So,
meaning of incremental?
sir, developing in increments, building feature by feature, or incrementally adding modules to deploy the software also.
Okay. So what is the advantage of incremental model?
Sir, the main and major importance is the client engagement. So if we break down the whole software into different modules, and sir, to gain the client's confidence that yeah, we are building it right, and also at a faster pace.
Okay. Okay. Have you heard the term agile?
Yes sir.
Okay. So what is this?
Agile is a group of software development methodologies based on incremental and iterative approach. So there are various approaches which are used in agile methodology. One of the mostly used is Scrum.
Okay.
So
So what is the basics idea of the agile?
sir, the basic idea is it involves customers from the beginning. So individuals and interactions are considered, and working software is delivered instead of documents, and then it also allows responding to changes instead of following a plan. Then there are various factors like self organizing teams and cross functional teams are working
What is the
towards
meaning of self-organizing team?
sir, team which works together without any involvement.
Okay.
They can.
So have you heard the term Scrum?
Yes sir.
What is this?
Scrum is the development framework of Agile, which help Agile teams to work together. So it follows Agile Manifesto, and the
What is Agile
principles.
Manifesto?
Sir, Agile Manifesto says that individuals and interactions are considered over process and tools. Working software is delivered instead of following a plan, responding to changes instead of following a process, and there is one more which can be it is
Okay. So have you heard the term Scrum activity? What activity we are following in a Scrum activity?
there are several activities which are required to uh, follow that can be there are different things or the different terms that can be product backlog, a product owner. There are different people involved and different teams involved in the whole Scrum. So one of them is Scrum Master, second is a development team, and third is the product owner. So
So
there are
you have mentioned one term that is called the project backlog, product backlog, to sprint. What is this?
so product backlogs are the requirements and specifications which are prioritized by product owners. So when we have to perform a sprint, for the newer sprint, we do a sprint planning. So from the product backlog, the most high prioritized specifications or requirements are then put into the Scrum. So,
Okay. Okay. So what is a sprint backlog then?
sir, the higher level requirements which are prioritized by product owner are taken into the sprint backlog. So the whole product backlog consists of very long stories which are then pulled into the sprint backlog. So a sprint never goes more than 1 to 4 weeks. So in that 1 to 4 week, what is the feature or functionality we are going to work on? We take that from the product backlog.
Okay. What is a story? You have mentioned one term of story. What is this?
Sir, stories are specifications or requirements which are given by the product owner or the clients or company.
Okay, so Akash, you
Yes,
have
sir.
in a starting of the interview, you have mentioned two terms like
Yes, sir.
expected result and actual result.
Yes, sir.
So what is this? What do you
Sir,
mean by
the
the actual result?
actual result is the one if we are developing a software and we want to make it work according to the requirements. So the expected result, the actual result will be the one we are getting after executing the software or the code which we have developed, and the expected result is the one that we want that the software or the application should work.
Okay, okay. So what is the approaches of software testing?
Sir, the approaches can be proactive and reactive. So
Okay. What is the meaning of proactive?
proactive, sir, it can be done before executing the code. We will do like static testing, and we will verify each and every steps that are going to be followed to achieve the quality objective of the software that is going to be developed.
Okay, so you have
And
mentioned one term that is the static testing, right?
yes,
So
sir.
have you heard the term inspection?
Yes, sir. Inspection is the most formal type of review done. So inspection, we uh, have different type of people working together to achieve the quality. So that they can be a moderator, a scribe, a reviewer, a manager, and the author. Author is the one who writes the documents, and there are different people also involved.
Why inspection can be say that most formal static type of testing, static testing? So what is
So
the meaning of a static testing?
So testing done without executing the code. So in static testing, we actually review all the documents that are made during the process of development. So in static testing, we also review the process that we are following, whether it is right or not.
Okay, okay. So have you heard the term black box testing? What is this?
Yes, in black box testing, the internal working structure or implementation of the code or software application is unknown to the tester. So in black box testing, a end user or a developer or a tester can do it.
Okay, so black box testing can be, we can say that like it's a monkey testing or ad hoc testing.
Yes, sir.
What is
Uh,
this ad hoc testing and what is
sir,
monkey testing?
sir, ad hoc testing or monkey testing, it is randomly testing the application without following the SRS to find out the defects or bugs or deviation from the standards. So it is usually done to find what is the uh, difference from what we are making.
Okay, you have mentioned one term that is called bug. What is this bug? What
Sir,
bug means?
bug, an error or flaw in the software application, which cause it to behave in unintended way.
What is the meaning of unentitled bed?
Sir, unintended way means we are expecting it to behave like if we are making 1 + 1 equals to 2, and it is giving us a result as 1 - 1, 1 + 1 is equal to 0. So it is an error.
Okay, so like have you heard the term bug life cycle? What is this?
Yes, sir. The bug life
How
cycle,
bug life cycle starts? If we
sir.
start, we say that bug life cycle. Then what is how bug life cycle will start? From where we will start the cycle of?
Sir, when a tester finds out a bug, then he reports it, and the bug life cycle starts from a new bug. So when a bug is found, it is the state of the bug is then considered as new, then it is assigned to a developer by a lead or a manager. Then it is then then it goes to open state, where we check whether the bug is reproducible, whether it is a bug, whether it is a duplicate, or whether we can fix it in the same iteration or not. So if the bug is correct and we have to fix it, then the bug is fixed by the respective developer. Then once the bug is fixed, then the state goes to pending for retest. Then tester again retests the bug. If the bug is fixed, then the state goes to verified and close. If the bug is not fixed, then the developer again reassign it. The tester again reassign it to the developer.
Okay. Have you heard the term deferred? What is this?
The term
Deferred.
so the term deferred says that we will not fix it in the same iteration, or the bug is not that critical to be considered for the same iteration to be fixed. So
who
we
decide
can
the critical bug severity, bug priority, when the
sir,
bug will be fixed?
product owner.
Product owner.
We can, yes sir.
Okay. Okay. So have you heard the term boundary value analysis or equivalence partitioning?
Yes sir. These are the techniques used to develop test case.
Okay.
So
okay. So tell me something about the equivalence partitioning.
so in equivalent class partitions, the inputs are divided into different classes. So if we have given, for an example, if we are given to input 100 to 500 inputs for field, then we will divide it from 100 to 100 to 199, then from 200 to 299, then from 300 to 399. So it goes like dividing the inputs in different equivalence classes.
Okay. So what is the purpose of equivalence partitioning?
Sir, to reduce exhaustive testing.
What is the meaning of exhaustive testing?
Sir, if we are given to check, do perform testing, then it is not possible to like use every bit of information or code information to test the application. So we divide sub classes in equivalence class partition to check.
Okay. Okay. So like you have mentioned multiple times like test cases, test scenario. What is the meaning of test suite? Have you heard the term test suite?
So test suite is the collection of test cases.
Okay. Collection of test cases. Why we are creating that kind of suite?
Sir, to know that for a specific functionality, what kind of tests we are performing.
Okay. Okay. And what about the test scenario?
Sir, it is highly. It can be said as a functionality on which we are working on.
Okay. So have you heard the term STLC, software testing
Yes,
life
sir.
cycle? What is this?
Sir, STLC, the software testing stands for the software testing life cycle. It defines the stages or the steps which we have to follow throughout the testing to achieve the quality objective according to users' requirement.
What is the phases of STLC?
The first phase is requirement analysis. Then we goes for test case design. Then the requirement analysis, then planning. Then we design the test case. Then with test environment setup is the fourth phase. Then test execution. Then test cycle closure. There are major 6 phases.
Okay. Have you heard the term post-mortem review or not?
The post-mortem review, it is done to check the process in which that whether what went well and what didn't went well.
Okay. In Agile, have you heard the term demo retro?
Yes, sir. It is a meeting done to check the same whether the process which we are following is good, or what are the things that went well, or what are the things that didn't go well. So what would be our approach to implement it in the next iteration, so that we will follow a good process.
Okay. So like Akash, tell me one thing, like as you are going to test some software, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me what kind of software we know, what is software, how many types of software. So if you have some idea, could you please tell me something about
Different kinds of softwares, like native and web and hybrid softwares. So native software is the one built for the specific OS, and the web view can be the software which is built to view the web pages layout on the device, and hybrid are the combination of native and web view.
Okay, so if we talk about the web applications, how web application works? Let's say if you are logged into the system and click on the login button, what is the request and response happening in the background?
Sir, every time a user requests a web page, then request is processed and by the server, and whenever we request, a global session is created, and then a cookie is sent from the server to the system's browser. So every time a user requests, the cookie again goes back to the server to authenticate the user. Then after it, whenever there are also caches or which are stored in the.
What is the difference between authentication and authorization?
Sir, authorization, it is the process in which we are giving the right, the server gives the right or to the user to access the permission or the rights to access certain or specific area or module. So authentication is the process in which we check whether the user or the person who is using it is valid or not.
What was authorization?
Authorization, it is a process to give the rights to access.
Okay. So like let's say some if I give you some example, like and I will ask you to write a test cases. So what parameter you will enter into that test cases?
Sir, parameters to write a test case.
What is the test cases parameters? Directly,
Sir,
let's say there is a air condition installed in your application hall or your premises, and if you need to test test cases, if you need to write a test cases on the AC air conditions, what give me some example of test cases where you will execute for the same.
So the first thing we will check whether the AC is on or not. So whether we can switch it on electricity, whether we can switch it on inverter. Then we will check the temperature it is giving on different inputs. Then whether the correct temperature is set on the different input. Then we will check the strength of air it is giving up to a distance. So if we are installing it for a like a 10-foot room, and whether it is cooling the room or not, like and if we are installing it for a bigger hole, whether it is useful for the bigger hole or not, whether we can use it from a remote, or whether we can use it from the buttons provided on the AC.
Okay, if I say the write the test cases on the payment gateway, so how you will test?
Sir, the first thing we will check is the UI, whether all the informations are mentioned in proper manner or not, whether we can use it with the tab order without mouse or not, whether the text fields are working correctly or not, whether the inputs we are giving are correct or not. We will do a client side validation from our end. Then we will check with positive and negative inputs. Whether
what is the meaning of positive and negative test inputs?
Sir, positive input says that the we are giving the right information which is required, and in negative testing we are just giving random inputs, which whether the software is taking the negative inputs or random inputs and giving us the results or not.
Okay. Okay. So let's say, do you know what is bug report?
Yes, a bug report is whenever a tester finds a bug, he reports it to the developer. So uh, uh, to make it more easier for the developer to understand, we write a bug report on what functionality we found a bug and how easily how you will gonna reproduce it.
Okay. What
Or
is the
how the
what is the reproducibility ratio?
Sir, it depends on the severity of bug.
Okay. So okay. So thank you so much. If you have any question, I am done with the interview. So do let me know if you have any other question for me.
So thank you first of all for considering me for this interview. And the only question is, what are the things that I need to improve for the same?
Okay. So like more or less, you have answered very well. But whenever you are answering any question, so you need to add some more example, right?
Yes, sir.
And writing the test. Let's say we have asked some test cases for like payment gateway or AC.
Yes, sir.
So like try to answer in a sequential manner. Like for example, you have started like you will test it. You will write a test cases for the temperature, but it should be a start from the installation first.
Yes, sir.
Right. So try to answer in a sequential manner, not the random. And
Yes,
more or
sir.
less, it's good. Like we are very like, but like these are the small feedback. And
Oh,
authentication, authorization, you need to learn more type of software. You need to study more. That's it from my side, and thank you so much.
yes, sir.
Okay, so
Okay. Thank you, sir.
fine. Yeah, okay, bye bye.
Thank you, sir.